I tell you, I heard this song the first time when Keith played it, I think on Hot 8 at 8, and I just first time fell in love. It's called Out of Love, coming in from India and playing for you right here on 88.2 Sanyu FM. It is a hit selector. I am Crystal, and as always, I have someone very special here with me on Celeb Select. I'll now like to welcome our guest today, Sheilah Gashumba. How are you, my dear?
Looked amazing last night.
Oh, thank you. So did you.
Thank you.
How's your Saturday? Has it been a
Well,
hectic
it's pretty
one?
chill. Damore is home on Saturday, so
I remember
got
you.
out.
I remember you once saying that you're actually a homebody.
I actually love to stay home. I feel like it's my peace. You know, there's nothing like home. Even if you travel so many places, every time if you come back home and sleep in your bed, it always feels different. Yeah, it doesn't feel different. It feels like, I don't know. It's just it's comfort zone for me. Yeah,
I totally
and I think
get
better
that.
when I'm at home. It's my own space. We don't have so many people in the house. It's just me, my dad, and the house help, and of course Aisha Nabukera. When she's over on holiday, she comes. But
And
right now she's
stays
in
with you.
holiday,
Okay.
and she's at her mom's place. So they just and of course 3 dogs. So
You have 3 dogs.
yeah,
Are they like terriers, Maltese?
Maltese, a sheepdog, and a German Shepherd.
So are you a dog person? Do you
Yeah,
allow them on
definitely.
your
I always
bed?
tell my dad we could have like 8 dogs and maybe 4 cats. Unfortunately, our dogs have really refused the cats into the area, so we now have to deal with dogs for now.
So you're an animal lover. You like
Only
pets.
those 2.
Huh?
Only those 2.
Only cats and
Yeah,
dogs.
actually, my family we have insect phobia, and we
Insect-
just phobia. We
So-
just can't deal with insects, cockroaches.
Ooh, thank
what?
You know the
Oh
flying
my god.
cockroaches. The flying
Yo,
cockroaches.
At
I
least
can
for me, my
die.
phobia is like, okay, my dad will literally not sleep in his room because he just saw something. It's that bad. Yeah.
Okay, I can relate to a flying cockroach just killing my day. I won't even get out of bed if I see one, so I totally get that. So Sheilah, I was reading that 3 years ago, in 2014, you had just turned 18.
Yeah.
So you are 21 now.
Yes.
Because somewhere I heard a debate last night. People were saying, oh, how old is she actually? And that means you're really, really quite young.
Yes. I feel like it's just because I've grown into the industry. I mean, I've grown literally on TV, and that's why many people always have these different ideas about,
'Cause they
you know,
feel
my
like they've
age.
seen you
Yeah, but
forever.
I feel like, you know, in Uganda, it's culture for some people to feel like after 18 is when I'm going to have to go on TV or maybe to work or work for someone. But for me, it was different. You know, when I was
been
growing
working.
up, thank God I grew up with, you know, a very hardworking father. So I started learning his traits when I was younger. I'm a kind of person who doesn't wait for other people to do things. I just go out there and grab opportunities, and that's what is most important to me.
So were you
Age is
born-
just a number.
That's true. Were you born here?
Yes, I
Where
was
were
born
you born?
here. Zambia Hospital.
Zambia Hospital.
You know what I was telling Ugandan All-Star a few minutes ago? Like, I really hate radio interviews. You know why? Because people always ask me the same thing. No one has ever asked me where I was actually born.
Well, now
You
now
have.
we know in Zambia
Yes.
Hospital. And then where did you go to school?
I went to so many schools, so many schools.
And there's a story behind different schools. Why
no,
so many
not
schools?
really, not really. To be honest, I felt like, okay, I went to Little Angels Nursery School, and then I went to Taiba International from like P2 to P6, and it was a school that actually made me who I am. That's what most people don't know. Like, there was this headmistress who, for some reason, I think she saw something in me. Like, she used to say, Sheila, you're hosting the sports day. Sheila, you're doing valedictory. You know, you're emceeing the valedictory. Even when I wasn't like an MC, she was just pushing me. And then when I was in lower class, they actually made me like, you know how there's assembly for the prefects and people have voted, but of course for lower school they don't vote. They just, you know, they just like give you
Appoint someone.
the point someone. So they made me head girl for lower school. That day I even had my socks down. I didn't have my belt on my dress. And I'm hearing like Sheilah Gashumba, and I'm like, okay, what's going on? So I feel like that our teacher, she's called Teacher Judy, she just saw so much potential in me.
And that was really young because you said that's P2 to P6. I mean, there are very many people who don't find someone who pushes or brings out that potential until they're like much older in life.
Yeah. So I feel like I don't know, Taiba just made me who I am today, with the help of my dad, because he wanted the best for me. That's why he took me to a good school, an expensive school at that. So in P7, he felt like Taiba wasn't going to help me, pass P7. So I went to City Parents.
Oh, so he moved you in
Yes.
P7.
Yeah, then I went City Parents. So after that, thank God I passed well. And then I went to St. Mary's College, Namagunga. People don't know that.
You went to Namagunga. You're
Yes.
a Namagunga girl.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
And by that time, it was like, till today, it's one of the most respected
Yeah,
schools
it's a
in
very good
Uganda.
school.
But then when I was there, I started being, I wasn't confident anymore.
Why?
I wasn't speaking so much. Because when I was there, actually.
Were you teased?
I wasn't teased, but I was so outspoken. Like, I would just speak my mind. And that school grooms people, I don't know, it's like a school for nuns. No, seriously, because
Wow.
like the management is like nuns.
Yes,
yeah.
but I mean,
you know
I
how
don't
it
know if
is.
they're trying
So
to
let me
groom
tell you
nuns, per se.
how it was. No speaking after lights out. No speaking during prep. No speaking whenever, like, what if I saw a snake there? I have to say there's a snake. So actually, I used to be given punishments.
Oh, so you got in
And
trouble.
every time they used to see me, like every time I was hard speaking after lights out, they used to make me stand in the lawn. And sometimes the prefect would forget that she actually left me standing in the compound. So I went back
How many times did that happen?
every week. Like, most people I went to school with, they can't believe who I am today.
Oh.
Because I was always just a different kind of kid in school. Yeah, I just wanted to be different. I didn't fit in. I wasn't trying to fit in, be a groupie. No. That wasn't my kind of life. So after that, when my dad, like, I was going back home and I wasn't being so outspoken anymore. And it was like, there must be something wrong. I think we need to go back to the square board where she literally grew up, like, in school from. So I had to go back to Taiba. That's college. So when I was in
So
Taiba,
did you find yourself again there?
yes, of course. Like, I was always, I used to be a great dancer. I have awards for dancing, and that's what I was
You
doing.
spent a lot of time on stage. You singing as well.
Yes, oh my God, who told you that? People don't even ask me, do I tell you a story about singing?
Please.
When I was younger, my dad actually paid Reddy and Weezer to write me a song. And then, I don't know, it just
What,
died.
you
People
were
don't even
feeling
know
like
that.
it?
I really love this interview. Like, I'm getting to speak stuff people don't even. When I was younger, yeah, and we literally went to their house, Neverland. Jeff was still managing them, and I just felt like, I don't know, there's
Was
something.
it too much pressure? You
no,
were
there
ready
wasn't.
for
I was
it?
younger. Like, that was when Little Tammy was on, and we thought we could do something, together. Yeah, but I don't know how it died out now that you've reminded me. But most people who know me from school know that I used to do that kind of stuff.
So you used to sing, you
Yeah,
used to
dance, yeah. So when I went back to Taiba, it was more about that. And Taiba was all about school, like books, of course, creativity, critical thinking, and, confidence. And that's who I am,
So it was
today.
well-balanced.
It was well balanced. And that's what I think my dad wanted for me at the end of the day. And that was the best decision I think he ever made. So after, Taiba was a bit far. And then it was also getting crazier. There's so much going on. So I went to Kaboja International School.
Yeah.
Because it was nearer to home.
To home.
And then after Kaboja, I did my year 11 there. And the last school I went to was Galaxy International when it just opened.
Okay,
So literally it was all international schools.
Throughout.
Yeah, throughout, yeah.
Okay, we'll get back to that. I'm going to ask you for your first song right now. Your text message just killed me. You're like, Despacito.
Yeah.
By
And I had to put the laughing emoji.
I don't know who did the song, but I like it.
Yeah, I know it's it's a great song.
It is a great song.
I always say to people, like, good music, you don't necessarily have to know what someone's singing about. But
It can be in
gets you
another
groovy.
language. It might be a style you've never heard
as long
before.
as it relates to you, I mean, that's what is important.
So does the song relate to you in some way?
No, I mean, I just love the dancing. I dance at the end of the day. Yeah, so I love the dance part of it. It makes me want to stand up and dance, and that's a bit.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay. Here it is, Louis Fonsi and Daddy Yankee, Despacito.
Come and move that in my direction. So thankful for that, it's such a blessing, yeah. Turn every situation into heaven, yeah. Oh.
It is a hit selector on 88.2 Sanyu FM, and I am Crystal chatting with Sheilah Gashumba right now on Celeb Select. Now, she was telling us that not many people know that she was big when it comes to singing in school, and at some point there was even an opportunity for her to record a song written by Mosaic Radio and Weasel. It didn't pan out, but have you ever thought that you'll go back to it?
Well,
Is it
I won't
somewhere
say,
in the
yeah. Like, you know what?
stars?
I'm always watching like a couple of videos. Thank God I work for the best and biggest, TV show when it comes to music.
Mm-hmm.
And I see a couple of stuff and I'm like, ah, man, I wish it was me. Like, I wish I could like do, because I get inspired so much by what Nigerians are doing, South Africans, and I feel like that's what female artists should be doing here. And I feel like something is holding me back. I mean, it should have been me, but well,
You're like, I can do that. I
yeah,
can do that.
yeah, but I'm not planning as yet, but you never
yet.
know, because there's always so much that's going on. I always tell people, you do one thing at a time. If you're doing so much, sometimes you may go so many places but nowhere. I mean, you may do so many things but you're literally not going anywhere.
Yes, because you're
And
being torn in different directions, so you stay in the one place.
yeah, I need my energy in the right place for now, and that's TV.
Okay, well, you talked about school, but what about TV? You started when you were really young.
Yes. It's a funny story. I started when I was 8 years, and my dad by that time had, phoned Aisha Nabukera when she had just gotten burnt, and they were trying to fundraise money, to have her treatment
Yes.
done. And one day, I think he had an interview on WBS, and I was sitting in the lobby. And there's this lady called Shamim. She was producing then, and she finds me in the lobby. They were doing, I think the little kids there before me were doing like links for the kids' corner.
Okay.
So I whispered to my dad, I was like, I can do this. So the lady had me and she thought like I was trying to intimidate them. She's like, what? You can do it? Okay, get the mic.
Let's see what you can
Yeah,
do.
let's see what. And then I start talking. She's like, whoa, okay, come back tomorrow. So that's how it was. Like, honestly, I'd never really wished to be on TV. I don't want to lie
So
to
it
people
just
that it was my
happened.
dream. It just happened. Like, it literally just happened. And next minute, they told, like, I started anchoring the kids' news then on WBS. Then I moved to Teens Club on WBS. And then I gave TV a break because I think my dad by that time wasn't really sure, like, should she be only on TV or at school? So then I just started concentrating on school. Then when I did my Sweet 16 party, that's when I think they invited T Nation to come and cover.
Yes.
And then I think the producer phoned me cool, like Raymond, and he's like, yo, this girl just had a Sweet 16 party. Let's have her on the show. And then that's when I started working on T Nation. T Nation, thankfully, I met an amazing TV production manager, Kathy Mwaji, and she loved me so much. She loved my style. I was changing hair every 2 weeks. Yeah. So, and I was vibing with the teenagers. Remember, I had moved so many different schools, so I literally was relating to most of them.
Okay.
So from T Nation, they felt like I would be, a great addition to NTV The Beat. Working with Douglas, he's one of Uganda's biggest TV presenters and most respected. And they felt like
One of the coolest people ever.
yeah, one of the coolest people ever. And that time I wanted to go on the show and bring something different. So I said, instead of being on the live show all the time, I'd rather do the exclusive access, because not everyone gets to see the behind the scenes of music videos, studio sessions, etc. And I always want to be different. And then I think there were Channel O Awards that year. That same year when I got onto the show, I went to South Africa. I covered that. I think I was the first person.
This is at what, 16?
2000, yeah, around there. Not 2000, no, that last year, no, that's MTV Awards. Channel O was like 2014. Yeah, I went, covered that. I've done MTV Awards. I did BET Awards this year. Yeah.
I mean, these
And then-
opportunities just keep coming.
Yeah, I know. I feel like it's a process. And then this year they were like, you know what, Sheila, we want you to be a panelist on Star Project. Yeah, we think your vibe would literally relate to the show. And I feel like I don't literally always go to seek these opportunities. They come knocking at my door. But I feel like
Why
it's
do you
because
think that is?
because it's hard work. I always tell people it's a process. You don't wake up tomorrow and be Beyonce or Rihanna. And be Kristen Newman. I mean, you have a great TV radio story, and that's what it is. People are out there seeing. People are seeing the journey. If they're good, they'll appreciate it and they'll give you a call. If you're not good, then that means you have to, work on it.
Work harder.
Yeah, and it's a whole package. It's not just being on TV. I mean, your style, how you present yourself in people, your brand. Are you out there smoking, drinking, doing all these kind of things?
These are very, very important things.
Yeah.
A lot of people
Don't
not
even
think
know
about it.
that.
I mean, you see so
Yeah.
many young women putting twerking videos out there, but
Yeah.
there's nothing else. All
Yeah.
you see is that one
Yeah.
dimension.
That can last you a couple of weeks, maybe on
get you a
Instagram,
couple of likes and
trending.
follows.
Yeah, but then like endorsements and that kind of stuff, because I have, been in meetings for endorsements, and someone's like, no, we can't have the other person because they have nude pictures, or because they're smoking, or because they're drinking. Yeah. So for me, I felt like every time, thank God I grew up so fast around people in the industry, and I was learning so much. I learned a lot.
Okay.
Yeah, I was learning so much, and I used to tell myself this is something I wouldn't want to be in the industry. I wanted to be respected, not to just be known. Yeah, I would want to be in a place and someone says, oh, I've never seen Sheilah Gashumba, she's here. Of course, you've seen me on Facebook, but not, in life. So I think respect lasts longer than just being popular, and literally that's what I wanted. And I wanted to be paid for what I was doing, not just to be seen. You see people on billboards, on social media, doing all these adverts when they're literally broke. That for me doesn't work. And people can only pay you the money you want to be paid when they see your work, your CV, your biography. When you send it over to someone, they won't pay you less. They've seen what you've been doing. Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, and then it tells a story.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to ask you for your next song right now, which is Wizkid and Major Lazer.
Yeah.
Naughty Ride.
Yes, I love the song. I feel like Wizkid is, Africa's greatest artist for now. I mean, for
He's pushing boundaries.
yeah, and his album, that's my favorite song of the album this year.
Okay, here
Yeah.
it is, Naughty Ride.
Busy day, so busy boy, hold down. Busy boy, slow now. Busy boy, there, so yeah.
The hit selector on 88.2 Sanyu FM, and I have Sheilah Gashumba here with me on Celeb Select, mapping out her life. And you seem to be so decisive about many of the decisions you take. Because you're talking about like how you want to be paid for what you do.
Yeah.
Like you said, there's so many people who are blown by the wind, especially when they're young.
90% of people in the industry in Uganda are. Yeah.
Okay.
Actually, 90 is even big. No, small. 98%. Yeah. You see this stuff happening, Christo. You know I'm not lying.
No, you're not. You're
Yeah.
not. You were talking about like TV, and one of the things that you wanted to bring to TV, just to your image, to your brand, is also style.
Yeah.
And then I'm going to ask you just to explain the two terms, right? Let's see. Slay Queen.
Oh my God.
What's a slay queen?
What's a slay queen? I mean, someone who knows what fits, what suits their body and looks good. Not only looks good, looks fresh, looks clean. There's nothing wrong with being a slay queen. I mean, you invest money and time into that. I just feel like sometimes people are a little bit backwards. What's wrong with looking good? It's definitely, like, it's actually something that someone has to take as
I think
number
a lot of
one.
people actually don't even understand that some people actually take their time with
Yeah,
this.
and I always tell people, like, dressing up is not a luxury, it's a necessity. Yeah, most people here don't get it.
No.
You have to look good, you have to smell good. Yeah, there's nothing wrong with being a slay queen.
Instagram model.
Instagram. Someone who takes pictures for Instagram. Only for Instagram. There are lots of models on Instagram, yeah, from Uganda. And so many boss ladies. So
Thank
many
you.
cash madams, so many
Cash
yeah.
madams. That's
Yeah.
the term now. Cash madam.
Yeah, there's some people who just wake up and literally dress up for Instagram, just for Instagram, only for Instagram. But it's because they have an intention. You never know. There's so many people who are doing so much business on Instagram. May never know someone wants to be a digital influencer, and then also their own personal, stuff that they really want to do. You never know. I mean, Instagram has lots of people on there. Yeah,
And that
maybe
brings
connecting
me,
with
that
other
brings
people.
me to the fact that you definitely seem to be using your style and your fashion sense to also boost your profile to make a living as well.
Yeah, definitely. The thing is that the world is growing, and right now everyone is on social media, and I feel like companies right now don't even need radio TV like for adverts. They just pay people like you, Christo. You've done a couple of stuff with me. Yeah, and I mean, like, I feel like when you open up a social media account, get to know your target audience. What do people love from you? What do you think they love from you? For me, I feel it's the style. I don't think it's about the luxury. I don't post too much luxury there. It's just definitely how I'm wearing, my day-to-day style. And then, of course, work, not expensive hotels, even when I sleep in them when I travel and all this stuff. So for me, it's all about engagement. And at the end of the day, companies come to you because of the engagement and your reach to people.
Okay.
Yeah, so thankfully, I've been lucky that I have a stand in that kind of industry.
Okay, you've groomed that. You've groomed that in yourself, and also
Yeah.
with TV. Again, TV also has expectations. Your show,
Yeah.
fashion, and your style for both you and Douglas is
Yeah.
something that people really look out for as
Yeah.
well. Do you ever feel like sometimes it's too much?
It is too much sometimes. Like I always tell like my house help, like man, there's so much dressing to do. Can people just walk naked already? Like there's so much dressing. Honestly, I have to be on the beat 3 days in a week: Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Then I have to shoot style project. Then of course over the weekend there
And
are
you
always
can't
events.
repeat outfits. You
And
can't.
we can repeat outfits. That's the thing. So it gets a little bit tricky, and man, it's
Is
so
it
much work.
expensive, or
It's
have you
also
found a way around it?
expensive. As well, it is expensive, in a way, like makeup, like for shows, events, and all this kind of stuff. So the life we live is really expensive. Yeah, it is expensive. So you have to literally work hard. I don't even know how people who are just there to be seen just do these things. Probably they have blessers and sponsors, but for me, it's like literally you have to work hard to maintain. And at the end of the day, people are looking at that. Companies are looking at that. They're seeing how you carry yourself in the public, like I mentioned, a couple of minutes ago. So yeah, it's a lot of work, Crystal. It's a lot of work. Like today, I'm doing a radio show, like radio interview, but I still have to look good. I can't come like in joggers or sneakers.
But I mean, someone who follows you on social media
Yeah.
would think you never have a downtown.
Now let me tell you one
never
thing.
Go
I have
without makeup or
where
or
no,
just
I
wear
do
some
actually don't wear
old-
makeup all the time. Yeah, it's just maybe when I'm doing on the beat, I apply my own makeup, which is just foundation. On Star Project, of course, it has to be professional makeup. But then my day-to-day life is not. I'm not really I'm not into makeup. My dad hates makeup. Oh my god, hates it.
Clearly, you've had some fights about it.
Yeah, like he's like, no, Sheila, now this was too much. Now this the eye, then this the lips. Like most people around me, the men literally don't like makeup. So and also it's really bad for the skin. Hey?
Oh yes.
So
Thank
bad
you.
for the skin. Like it clogs your skin, and unfortunately, there's some people who don't understand that sometimes you need to literally have no makeup on. Some slay queens.
There's a little jab right there.
Yeah, some slay queens, they all have to. And if you see them without makeup, you run. I know.
She said it.
I know a couple of them. Like if you're going to do makeup like at a makeup studio and you find them, you'll be like, "Is this a person I saw on Instagram?"
Okay, we'll get back to that. Your next request, my dear. Your next request, B2C and Good Life.
I love the song. I feel like it's the biggest song right now. These guys are super talented. I always tell people already, and Weezer have been like my best artists, all-time best artists, and Cindy Sanyu. This song is amazing, and it's good that they're collaborating with people who are new in the industry. And the song is amazing. Like
Okay.
it's a beautiful song. I don't know what you think about it, Crystal.
I like it.
You like
I
it?
like it. Here
Looks
it
like I'm
is.
not wrong.
I'm a crazy gonga katawanya. I wanna feel your body, tattoo your name on my face. You're so tempting.
Sanyu FM, it is 88.2. It's the hit selector with me, Crystal, and I'm chatting with Sheilah Gashumba. You refer to your dad a lot. You talk about your
Yeah,
dad
because
a lot.
I literally grew up with my dad. I mean, he's like,
You're super
my
close, huh?
my earth god, yeah, pretty much. I mean, like he put in so much for me. Like he invested so much in me, and he's one person like won't let me down.
Is he
Yeah.
your number one cheerleader, your number one supporter?
No, yeah, he is a cheerleader, and like if he sees any cool stuff, like any cool, like maybe well-dressed ladies, he always sends me stuff. So like most parents would be like, no, you can't be on TV. It comes with this and this, drugs, alcohol, and all that stuff. But he always tried to literally show me that you can be on TV and you can be well groomed on TV and then also off. And I literally learned so much of working hard from him. I mean, he's the kind of person who loves good things. Like everyone who knows my dad, he's a clean freak. He loves his car. Like if you have sat in his cars, like nice cars, nice watches, like just as good. Like everything about him is like really good stuff. And you can't get good stuff if you don't work hard. You have to work hard for all these things.
Thank you. Too many people expect to
yeah,
enjoy the good
yeah.
things, but they don't want to work
You
for them.
work like I work so much. Like I'm doing so many endorsements for a couple of companies. So it's a lot of hard work. I have TV, I have Gash Glam, a hair company and sunglasses, cool stuff. So I do a lot of things, not because I'm bored, because at the end of the day I love good things. I'm too old right now to call my dad and say, Daddy, I'm going to LA, I need money for this. No, he knows it. Like, I'm making my own money at the end of the day. Yeah.
Okay, so now since you and your dad are so close, I mean, has there ever been an issue for you to have boyfriends or dating? Is
Well,
it like stay away from my daughter?
no. Actually, that has never happened. Like him saying, stay away from my daughter. No, 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 no. I feel like my dad is not really too nosy. Like, he trusts me. He knows he has groomed someone who
Who make the right decisions?
who can make the right decisions. He's not so much into my business, and I don't have any dating business here so far.
Are you trying to say you're not seeing anyone?
Everyone asks me that, like, are you seeing anyone? The time when you will see me with someone publicly is when, yeah.
Because what happens with a lot of people, you only start to show that person when you've decided that you're really serious. But it doesn't mean you're not dating.
I feel like I literally, what I feel about relationships is that you can't meet someone tomorrow and you're like, yeah, this is the guy for you. People change. It's only a matter of time when, like, someone reveals who they are. Like, they truly
So what
are
are the
to you.
qualities that you would actually really pay attention to?
I like someone who is I would love someone who is hardworking and someone who is calm, very understanding, supports me, because I want someone to do. I don't even know what I always say. I always tell people, I mean, I grew up in, like, a very nice home. I had everything. There's never one day where I told my dad, like, I need this. I don't want, like, to call someone and say, I need this, like, do it. That's the job of a man.
Some people
I feel
would
like he
say
showed
that's
me what.
materialistic.
No,
some people
no,
would
not
spin
even
it
that.
way.
Like, I mean, if, let's say, I was dating someone and he just saw, maybe, let's say, their MTV awards, maybe in Milan or wherever. Like, I would love him to call me or text me and say, oh, Sheila, I just saw this. I think you should go for it. Not me calling you and say, you know what, baby, I saw MTV. Like, I mean, think for me, I think for you. It's a collective, job to date. And I would love someone who I would grow with, like, literally build an empire. And, I think I've been shown how a man should. I don't know anyways, but for me, I've been shown how a man should treat a lady. Yeah, not in a way of dating. I mean, like, daughter-father relationship is one of the most important relationships. Actually, if you see many ladies out there who are a bit going out astray, it's because
they didn't have a good role model or father
they
figure.
didn't actually see a figure, like, inspiration from that. So for me, that's the kind of person, and I want someone from a good family, and that's the most important.
What does that mean?
A good family? I mean morals. I'm not talking about money here, but of course I wouldn't be dating a broke person.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, like, I can't come from living a good life to living mediocre. Honestly, I'm just being honest.
But
I'm
that's
not
your
saying,
choice.
I respect everyone to their capacity, but I feel like you're only broke because you choose to be broke. You understand? I always tell my friends every day that the things that happen to us in our lives is because of the decisions we decided to make or to take in our lives. So it's all about you. Yeah. So at the end of the day, I just want a cool guy, like someone who is cool. I don't feel like I want someone, an office kind of person, just a street smart person.
Someone who's flexible.
Yeah.
Who will have time for you.
Yeah. I also don't want someone clingy, though. I like my space.
Okay, hopefully you've been making notes if you have any plans and you're listening in right
and I feel
now.
like it's like us in the industry, it's a bit tricky for us to date someone. You never know. Honestly, you never know. But I met a couple of cool people, not dated them. Like, I'm always walking around men, events. You always, when you travel, you meet different people. But I get turned off so quick about small things. Either the way you're dressed, I don't know, either your language, I don't know, just
little things.
little things, and I'm like, oh well, yeah. But morals is something that I literally look
very
at.
important.
Like, what are these things that you say, you know what, I can't do this, I can't do that? Because these days people don't have morals. They just do whatever. They go with the wind, do whatever, be with everyone. I also don't want someone who is everywhere. I like a proud man. Yeah. Yeah. I do like a
Speaking
proud
of decisions, you said earlier decisions. Do you look back and regret any of your decisions?
man. Nope.
Nothing.
So far, honestly.
Not even a stray video that might have gone out here or there. Or
No,
nothing?
I don't have that. Do I? No, I don't.
No, you don't. You
Yeah,
actually don't.
like, I haven't made any, like, thank God I was, like, the schools I went to, my friends, my teacher, like, everyone was, like, they always say a village raises a child. So I was raised the right way so far. I don't regret anything. I may have learned a couple of stuff from a couple of lessons from a few different incidents here and there, but they made me who I am. I always tell people it's not about the end or the beginning, but the process is everything. I haven't regretted anything. Yeah.
And as someone who started in the industry at the age of 8 years old, what have you learned about this thing, this monster that is the media?
Yeah, I feel like fame is, man, it's so much trouble. There are times when people were writing so many negative stories and not true stories about me, and that used to break me down. Like, why me? But I had to be so strong about it and just make sure I do what I have to do and what I'm supposed to do and what I had to follow my dreams and make sure that I achieve my goals. You understand? So that just made me be so focused at the end of the day. And I think that's, I don't know. And I used to read a lot of books. Actually, the first time I ever appeared in newspapers, before all these TVs and stuff like that, was because I was the best reader, public reader. Yeah.
You said used to, so does that mean you don't read?
No,
anymore?
I do.
Please
Okay.
don't say you don't
No,
read
I
anymore.
do read, but not as much. I just
As
want
you
to be
used
honest.
to.
Yeah, my dad literally used to be like, "No, what? You know what? It's now lights out. Time to sleep." Like if he walks around the house and the lights on at 3 a.m. and I'm
you're
just
still
11. Actually, when I was in school, when I was in Amagunga, there was that Twilight book series and all that. I had to have a torch and I'd cover myself in a blanket. And that's one of the things why I used to actually get punished for.
Well, I did that too. So.
Yeah. So literally, in the industry taught me that you have to learn a lot. Learning is it contributes a lot to who you are today. And then at the end of the day, I want to give back. I feel like this is the time, my foundation, Young Bodies, Big Hearts, is now starting to give back to the girl child, starting next year. Okay. This year, actually, we have started already putting things together. And, when you educate a girl child, you avoid things like early pregnancy, rape, different stuff that could happen to a girl. For me, I think it's because of good education and the environment that I grew up in that has made me who I am. Yeah. Today. So right now, that's what I'm actually working on.
Okay,
And
you have plans, big plans.
big plans. Hopefully, would maybe educate a couple, maybe 500 girls in Uganda.
That would be great.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, we're out of time. But thank you so much for coming in.
Thank
Pleasure
you too,
hosting you and
Crystal.
getting to know you better.
Yeah, I wish this was longer. I was enjoying the interview, but we have to go. It's a Saturday. Okay, now I'm
And I
saying
think
it's
you
a
have
Saturday.
plans, huh?
I don't have plans actually.
Are you going home?
No. My friends just told me I think there's a rugby.
So what's your last song, your last request?
I think it was A-Pass featuring Irene Talley.
Yes.
I love that song. I feel that's my best song on Irene's album. It's a beautiful song. A-Pass is very talented. Irene Talley is talented as well. And that song for me, sometimes I always tell people talent, it's God-given. And sometimes you don't even need to market a song so much. As long as it's good music,
It will sell itself.
it will sell itself. That's my favorite song.
Okay,
I had it
Sheilah.
last year and I was on a flight, I think, to Cape Town, and it just blew my mind. I like that song.
Oh, here it
Yeah.
is in Gandhi now. Thank you so much for coming on the show.
Thank you for
again.
hosting me, Crystal.
And enjoy your weekend, your time
You
with your
too.
friends.
You too.
gwe mukwano gwange gwe buli kimu ndiwo mukwano obeera mugumu siri kutaane we tuliba mu bizibu tufube tulwane tubiyitemu
gwe misuwa kyange gwe busayi sweet love edyoka teri bukyali siri kutaane we tuliba mu buzibu I'm a friend of mine